Welcome back to 1.2 Brain Cells Podcast.
Yay!
Hola, hola, I'm Nati.
Honey,
Yes, welcome back to this week's episode. How are you, my lovey? What's your random thought of the week?
um, I have one. I know I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know how I'll just write them down randomly?
Yeah,
Okay, when I write them down, I'll write like the one line,
that's gonna help you
like
click.
real quick. Real quick. Sometimes I need to add more fucking details because I remember the gist of this random thought, but
Okay.
I have dash allergy to it. I don't know what the allergy is about.
Oh, okay. I thought that was gonna help you.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna too. I guess that's why I wrote it. But that's just making me more confused. So what I have written verbatim is life is a learning curve. Dash
Uh-huh.
allergy.
Uh-huh. Did you
Okay,
learn
and
about new allergies of yours or people around you recently?
no, and mind you, this note I know is from a while ago because I was watching something with Sandy. I remember the gist of it. The gist of it was that like it says, right? Life is a curving ball, so you really can't gauge what people know or don't know because we all have different experiences and you learn by experiences. I
Yeah.
really wish I remembered where the allergy came in. Like I because like one of the things like you don't know you have an allergy until you go through it, right? But I don't know
Yeah.
if that's what I was trying to say with allergy or not. I don't feel like that was it.
No, that doesn't. I don't feel like that would have been a random thought. I feel like that's just like, yeah, no shit, you know?
No, that's what I'm. That's no shit. I don't remember what I was trying to say, and I wrote it down thinking, oh, it'll come back to me as things you tend to do. This one is not. So I
Okay.
guess I don't have random thought then.
Funny. The first time. First time.
No, I let myself down.
Um, I was gonna say for me,
Mm,
my random thought was
hmm
that health and like working out and eating healthy and whatever. I don't want to say it's all random because it's not, but sometimes it feels very random. Like it feels very like I recently started taking creatine, right? Because I'm working out more and they say it helps a lot with um muscle gain, but in like a nice
hmm
healthy way, whatever, right? And I had hit up your sister asking her what her thoughts were on it and then blah 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 because I feel like she's very knowledgeable on everything fitness and all that, right?
hmm
Um and I've been walking more, I've been hitting the gym, I've been watching what I eat or trying to. And for certain things, I'm like, yo, I feel like it's just so like this whole taking creatine thing, right? And then I see people I would never because I feel like I have too much energy and it'll goof me up. But like the whole uh pre-workout and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is like I feel like I don't think, I see or how do I phrase it? Like I'm like, I feel like it's become so commercial. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
before all you had to do is eat 12 dozen eggs, eat some veggies, with some cows, and you're chilling. And yeah,
You
my
said
little quirk of
12,000.
12 dozen.
Oh my God. I mean, 12,000 is still a big ass number, but it's better than
Yeah,
12,000.
yeah, no, I'm just quoting Bell, but oh shit, I'm just quoting Bell, but yeah, no, and it's tiring. I think this came because I grew a little tired of it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, but it's good, and I like it, and I like the results, physically and then mentally, and everything. Like I feel a lot better, um. But I'm just like, I don't know. I hit like a point where I'm just like, I'm tired of this grandpa. And I'm like, but at the same time, I'm not because like it's not like, oh, I'm tired and I'm gonna stop. No, I'm gonna keep doing it. I just,
You just want to complain a little.
yeah, I want a bitch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, there's always something new they're coming out with to like help boost your gym results or help it
Whatever. Yeah.
faster and shit. And it's just like I mean I still is very much on like it's it's all unnecessary. Like you don't need to take them
Yeah.
um to see results.
Yeah.
I'd want to say if you're someone like my sister who is a gym rat and like gym is life, then you might want to look into things like that. Only to just
Yeah.
like change up your performance and things. 'Cause at some point you do reach you do plateau
Plateau.
and shit.
Yeah.
But for the regular where it's just like you just want some little activity, you don't stress it. Don't stress it. And
No.
definitely don't like,
Um,
especially people that like see like if someone that wants to start going to the gym and shit, and they see like all the things that these people
it's
take,
very
the
overwhelming. Yeah.
pre-workout, the creatine, the protein powders, the different kinds of protein powders. Um, no, 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 no.
It's
You
very
can calm
overwhelming. Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though, luckily, like because I've gone through the in and outs of like, oh, working out and trying this, never have done pre-workout. And again, for me, it's just because I feel like I'm way too hyper as it, and it's just gonna. I think one time I did try it, and I didn't like how I felt. I felt way too jittery. My heart was beating way too fast. I was like, I don't like this.
Same, same.
I was
One time
like,
I went to the gym with Yanina, and she had pre-workout, and she's like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "No, I don't really." She's like, "No, it's just like it just gives like energy." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." I took a sippy sip, right? And I was like, "Ah, okay." I didn't feel anything, but then we go to locker room, we drop off our bags and like stretch a little, and then she looks at me, she's like, "Are you on drugs right now?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't taken anything." She's like, "Why are your pupils blown?"
oh shit.
And I was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "I've literally only had your pre-work breakfast, normal breakfast, and your pre-workout." And she goes, the pre-workout, but like I've never seen it done that. I'm like, "Well, I've never taken it before." And she goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, damn." I'm like, "What
Yeah.
the hell did you give me?"
Yeah, no, I remember one time it was I think it was like yeah, it was a pre-workout drink or something. I was working out with Tiffany back like college Tiffany
Mm,
and whatever, working out and I take it and or I took it before. And so mid workout, I'm good. I'm chilling because we're doing so much. I didn't think too much of the fact that my heart rate was a little up because I'm like makes
hmm
sense. I'm working out. It wasn't until after that we were gonna like I think we were gonna grab lunch and then hang out at her place.
mm,
And I this was back when she like first moved out. And I remember that I was at her place and I was like, why the fuck do I feel so jittery? Like I was shaking. I was like, what the hell? And she's like, are you
yeah.
good? And I was like, yeah, I just took pre-work like and I didn't take like a high thing. I just drank like a little bit of it because
hmm
again I knew that I had never been exposed to it. And she was
hmm
like, oh girl, no. She's like, yeah, no, no, no. Like she's like, don't do that again because like not because like it's bad, but just in the sense she's like clearly your body's like not receptive of it. And I'm like, yeah,
hmm
no, I'm good. I'm like, I'm good, man. Same with like energy drinks. Never been an energy drink, um at all. I'll just do like a double espresso coffee, and that'll give me the enough boost for like the little bit that I needed.
mm.
But yeah, but that was it. Just that, this is annoying.
But speaking of, can I just say how I'm not gonna lie, I think it's so crazy how people just sip energy drinks like it's water.
Yeah.
Like my sister does it. She has her Ghost every day. Mind you, at least well, Natalie, so it's like one can will last her 2, maybe 3 days.
Mhm.
So it's not like she's having a whole one every single day. But there are some people that drink like one, two, sometimes even three in
Yeah.
a day. And again, they're just drinking it like it's water. And I'm like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Someone that I've been recently talking to now can't take energy drinks with an activity that they're a part of and
hmm
they were telling me they were like this is a struggle and I'm like do you drink energy drinks every day? And they're like not really, but at the same time kind of. And I'm like okay, so then we need to help you find alternatives because if your body's little like they had a headache and I was like bruh,
Like
I'm like, no, you're
from the
going through
caffeine withdrawal.
withdrawals. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not good. Your body's becoming too dependent on it. And they were funny because they were like, oh, yeah, let me know what your research does because like I've looked through it all and it's only a little bit. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out because
Yeah, no, from what I've heard, caffeine withdrawal is really difficult.
yeah, Yeah. And I know I'll see it with my mom. Like she drinks her coffee every day and legit she makes a joke. She's like, "Oh no, coffee's my drug," because she doesn't have her normal, like she'll have one in during the day, like she'll have one in the morning, she'll have one in the day. If she doesn't have one of them, I'll already start seeing her a little irritable and I'll be like, "Yo,
Mm,
you good?" And then she'll
mm-hmm,
be like, "Oh no, like I feel this or blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Did you have your coffee?" She's like, "I didn't." I'm like, "Ah."
mm.
I'm like, "There
It's
it
not one of
is."
you.
But yeah. All right,
Mind you,
cool.
I
Well,
discuss the judgment as I'm drinking a nice coffee right now. But I drink it
ooh.
for the funsies,
Yeah, me
okay?
too. I don't drink it every day. For the
Nope.
I will say though, this is a little bit of a long tangent, but I will say though, when I was working in the office at my other job, the one that I would go into the office every day, I
Mm-hmm.
started because in the morning I felt like it was I was too tired, so I was like, let me take a drink a little cup of coffee. My mom always said a little cup of coffee is good, so why not? And they
Yeah.
only had the Keurig, and I was taking the Keurig with it was the Bustelo because that's our favorite coffee. I
Mm-hmm.
think the second weekend, every morning I make it nice, cute, little bit of oat milk, and I was loving it. I was feeling it. I'm like, I get it. My eyes started twitching, and I was like,
Oh.
I'm like, we're gonna stop that right now because what do you mean my eye is twitching? Like I'm like the last time my eye ever twitched was when I was in college and I was stressed the fuck out. Mind you, work did not have me stressed like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Pero yeah. So now jumping into the topic of the week, because we have hit 10. um this week we're talking about mimicking spread.
Yeah.
Basically birds of a feather. Well, no, it's not birds of a feather flock together, but we start turning into the fellow birds in our circle. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, what I don't like. I hate saying this because I feel like I ask it every week. But what inspired this topic? What you did anything happen recently that made you think of it?
It was funny. So I'm hanging out with Sandy, and our nighttime routine is usually we have dinner together and then we'll go watch an anime together, right? Or not always anime, but often anime.
Yeah.
And lately, as we're watching the show together, we'll have the same exact reaction at the same exact moment. So we're just like echoing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just both so cute and wholesome. And I'm like, this happens when you hang out with someone long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I do feel like a lot of the times we low key become a single mindset. Not the entire, like not entirely, but there are moments where
Mhm.
like especially like for example when we were hanging out a lot, you Noel, yourself and I,
Mhm.
we were locked in. We were
Mhm.
locked the book in. Um and I think it's a natural thing, like the same way that like
Mhm.
there's certain habits that we pick up from parents that were around, especially our whole life. Like there's so many things that like you'll laugh about, and then I'll tell you, I'm like, dude, I'm literally my mom's child. Like that's, and then I'll
Yes.
tell you the situation, you know. Like so, I think it's very natural, with whoever you're around a lot that you start picking up. Well, still, I like to hopefully think that in at least in our group or us as friends or a group of people that we still keep a little bit of our individualism.
Oh, for sure. Um, I was
What
gonna say
is
something.
I was gonna say, is there any specific trait that you've picked up that you didn't want to pick up?
I wouldn't say that I didn't want to. It's just I picked up a lot of your vocal habits. And wait, let me finish before you get, you know,
Offended? Too
Yes,
late, I'm
correct.
already offended.
I said it's not that I didn't want to. It's just out of character for me. Because you know how you do a lot of inflections or you completely put on some random accent?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I will, especially when I'm talking with you specifically, I will sometimes mimic that now. But like I said, that's so out of character for me. Like and it only happened because of you.
So I'm curious, does it ever spill into other conversations or other people, or it does your mind and or body naturally just limit it to when you're with me?
Um, for the most part, it's just with you. There are sometimes it's happened when I've hung out around Sandy, where the behavior will be typical. Um, I think Noel too.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I think yeah, for the most part, people that have seen the behavior, huh?
okay, because I was gonna say, well, yeah, no, I feel like that's a given. Because I was gonna say, I feel like with Noelle, she doesn't do like, because I do random ass accents, and they will be like
You too.
stereotypical accents. With Noelle, she has specific voices she puts on, and it's not necessarily an accent, but it is like her little like
Yeah,
the
like
one
she'll go
that
higher pitch.
yeah, there's one that I really like that when she's like describing something awkward that she'll like play with her fingers and then like stretch her little neck out and then be like, "Whew," like it's like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the one that I always when I think of Noelle with her little voices it comes to my mind. Or when her Hispanic mom side comes out when she's mad. That's very specific to her. Because I will say, like for me, there's things that I'll mimic and sometimes will integrate in my day to day.
Hmm.
But I feel like because around so many different people, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't like how this sounds, but I was gonna say like because I'm around so many people, like the little things that I'll say or mimic or from let's say one group and then I'll come in and do it to y'all or whatever, that you'll be like, huh, that's a new one. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. And then in my head, it'll register like, oh, wait, I just picked that up from so and so, right? But now
Mm.
I'm thinking about, I'm like, am I not original at all? Do I just mimic a bunch of people?
No, baby, you have your originality. You know you do.
Yeah. And the only reason why the thought got calmed down was because someone that I've been hanging out with, they say that I have a like oh, I don't know if I should I'll say it, but I'll bleep one part of it.
Mm.
They say that I make a little Indian man accent.
Yeah, you do.
And I
That's what I
never
meant with one of your accents.
yeah. And so I never not that I never registered it, but it never like I've never named it. Like it was just I know that I
Uh-huh.
just do my little thing. And so I said something to them, and they were like, "Oh, there goes my little Indian man." And I looked at her, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And they were like, "Yeah, you do that all the time." And I was
Uh-huh.
like, "I do," and I was like, "I need to ask Bobby because." Again, it's not that I don't because I did it in that moment, but I guess it never clicked in my head that that's what I was doing. I was just being me. I don't know. Um, so funny to now that you say, oh yeah, you do. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. My
okay.
favorite though is when you do his little British man accent.
I
But
like when
it's
you.
always it's my favorite because it's when you get all hoity-toity.
What do you mean that I got hoity-toity?
It's when you're like I don't know how to describe it. I'll point it out next time. Don't you worry. You'll do it again.
Okay, okay. I do know I do it though. I do know
Yeah.
I do that. But funny that that I know one that you do, and I don't know if it came from hanging out with me because I know I don't do it, but I don't know if maybe the fact that I do accents inspired it is your Scottish one. Oh, I love that
I do
shit, bro.
Scottish.
Yeah, every now and
I'm
then you'll
sorry.
like throw it's not
I'm
often,
sorry.
but you'll throw it in there sometimes, and it's or maybe you're trying to do British and it'll come off Scottish, but
I don't
like,
try to. It's not that I try to do. I don't try to do accents. I know I suck at doing accents, but the only thing I can think of is when I go "we lass,"
yeah,
but
and
that's
you're
just
like,
quoting Drake and Josh.
oh yeah, aren't they supposed to be Irish in that? I don't know. But I will say
I
it's
don't
like
know.
again, it's random. It's random and it's little, but
Okay.
it's been consistent enough that I've been like, oh, there it is. I'm like, there it is.
Ah,
I love
okay.
it. I love it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And there's also but yeah, I will say with friends I do pick up especially the more we're hanging out, the more and then me and you like we talk all the time and everything. So I will say I do pick up things on little quirks like that. Um
Mm-hmm.
I will say because you have on here like behaviors. Would I guess quirks be it would count into behaviors. I will say that also, like the more we all hang out, we also start picking up or I don't want to say adjust, but it's like we start gaining knowledge in the sense that we certain points of view, certain ways of thinking,
Mm-hmm.
not always will like, some like I would say safely you kind of stick to what you think.
Mm.
Um, but there'll be moments where like we'll both like in conversations that we're having with whoever that I'll be like, oh, I never look like I'll gain perspective. Like I think that's
Okay.
the best way. But yeah,
Yeah,
like in hanging
that's
out a
always a
lot
good
with people.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I genuinely think that's for better. It helps with being more empathetic and understanding other people and whatever. There's other moments where I'm just like, nope, you're wrong, and that's that. But or not wrong, but I'm like, I don't agree. And yeah, but I would say it's for the better. I don't know if the quirks are for the better. I think it's great. I think it's hilarious. But
Yeah. It's
you know,
okay. It just adds some sparkle to our personalities.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But I also
Some,
like to think that in hanging out with Chal, uh some of your characteristics have rubbed off on me to an extent. Like like how I said before, how because of my sisters and growing up with them, I was not a good sharer,
oh
right?
yes, yes, yes,
Especially when it
yes.
came to food.
Yeah, yeah.
But in hanging out with you and how much you wanted to share everything and anything, um, I have eased up a lot on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before it
I
was very much this is my plate and you
it
have
was very
yours. I
hard,
will
yeah.
I will very, I might give you a bite. Yeah, no joder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I do know you've always mentioned this that in our friendship you gained that like you loosened up a little on that end. But I think
Hmm.
also what helped loosen it up was the fact that you saw that it was like it was reciprocated or it was like equal, you know?
Hmm.
Whereas like for example, I'm the type of person while I do like to share and I love to share and all that, I very much am the type to share with people that I realize are also sharers, right? Like if
Yeah.
I'm very big on like, oh yeah, you can have a bite of my food and the person then doesn't offer me a bite of their food, I'm like, the fuck you sold my food for? Like, you're stealing at that point. This isn't sharing you know? And I think,
Uh-huh.
in us, or I, and again, that's fine. Like, I understand when people are not sharers, and I don't share with everyone. Like, it's very much like, we grew into that. Um, with I will say with Dom, it's not the level of sharing. Like if we all like go out to eat and it'll be like, oh yeah, let's try these appies, whatever. But it's not at the level that like Noel and I like we'll actively plan the whole thing, like all of what we're gonna eat because we're all gonna have a little bit of a bite, you know?
Yeah.
We do each get our own, like when we get our own meal, it's our own meal, right? For the like whoever an individual is craving, but like for appies and blah blah blah. Or sometimes we have like, ooh, this sounds good and this sounds good and this will mix well with this. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, no. And there's few friends, like my friend Ashley from the team. She her and I click well with food as well. Like we've been in a few of the times that we've gone away for the team, or like we go to a social where there's it's like a pizzeria spot, but they also make pretty good Italian food. Um, and we be locking in when it comes into that. So that's good. I will say, a good trait that I've picked up in the
Yeah.
many years of being friends with many introverts, and non-touchy people is that I've come to learn that like I've come to, so I grew up with a family that was very touchy feely,
Yeah.
and I got very used to that. And so, in having friends, and funny enough, everyone in my inner circle, like my close people, not at all touchy feely people,
Mm-hmm.
like at all. And so, in growing up around them, so like with Dom, with Sarah, and all that, I've slowly become more like I'll be like, hey, can I give you like I've asked permission. I get consent now. I don't just go and touch y'all, which sounds crazy, but it's a lot more wholesome than it's coming off, you
It
know?
is. It is. It is appreciated as well.
Yeah, yeah. Which I feel like you've also in have become more comfortable with certain touchy feely things. Like you'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is fine, I guess. Like I don't want to kick you off me, you know?
Correct. Correct. Where before it'd be like you'd ask for a hug, and I'd be like, okay, she's asking, so I should say yes, right? And then the second you touch me, I'm like, oh, you know me already.
You're like, oh, okay, we're good, we're done. That was 1 second, and that's all we needed.
But now I'm like, let my baby have her time.
Yeah, but to be fair, also in all that, I've also lessened it, right? Like I try,
Yes, you
at least
have.
in my mind, I feel like I have, right? Like I feel
You
like
have.
I'm
You
like, oh,
have. You have. You'll finish hugging, and I was like, oh, that's the last one.
yeah, yeah, because I'm like I can't, this is a give and take type of relationships, and so we gotta. I got what my little bit of need. You know when I've noticed though that I
Mm,
definitely need it. Like it's more of a like, and I know you guys get it too. Is when we travel, and we're away from home on an extended period of time. Like in those last few days, I'm like, I need physical touch, because again, my mom and I hug each other all day, bro. Like, if anything, I think we might have issues because I'll go and like I'll see her in the kitchen. I'll be like, "Mommy, you want a hug?" She's like, "Yeah," and then we'll go and we'll hug, right? And then like she'll see that I'm in my room, and then she'll come. She's like, "I'm gonna give you a hug." I'm like, "Okay, mommy." Like it's we're very touchy feely, and I've noticed in trips is that like la raquina to get a hug is starts. I'm like, oh, and the one that I do love, I wouldn't say I push his limits, but I do like to purposely
mm,
bug him a little. Is my cousin
mm.
Ruben. Oh, I love it because for him, like, granted, he does allow, or I don't want to say allow, but he does like me consiente in that sense. But it'll be funny because uh, when I go to say hi to him, I'll be like, "Oh my God, Ruben, hey," and then I'll give him a hug. And like not
Mhm.
even 2 seconds of the hug, he's like, "All right, you want to let go?" And I'm like, "No, actually, we're gonna stay here all day." And he's like, "Why?" He's like, "You have people to hug. Why you gotta hug me?" And I'm like, "Cause you're my cousin, and I love you." And like,
He's
and it's
funny.
fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's more of a tease thing. But yeah, I was gonna say, what other characteristics would you say, or is there any other people or things? Do you pick up anything if you start watching like if you're watching a show or anything consistently? Do you feel like you pick up anything or no?
It'll happen sometimes, yeah. Like, if you've ever seen, excuse me, if you've ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the
Uh-huh.
main character, huh?
Yeah, I said uh-huh.
Brooklyn Nine. If you, the main character Jake, one of his lines is cool, 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 cool.
You do that. You do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I would say for me, for the one show that I will pick up certain things or would be New Girl, but I would say more than pick up things. I feel like with New Girl, I mostly just quote it.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, it's more of a quoting thing than um a picking up habits. I will say though, sometimes when I'm watching Bridgerton a lot, which is quite often, sometimes I find myself not talking all fancy schmancy because at the end of the day, this girl ain't that schmancy. But uh, I will find myself sometimes speaking a little, yeah. See, there goes with the accents, but you know what I mean. Um, a little. I don't want to say British, but like, yeah, a
That's the
little
British guy
accent.
I was talking about, though.
Yep, yep, yep. It definitely be happening. Because I'm trying to think who my mom wasn't a accent thing. So I guess that would be my own little my little quirk thing. My mom mispronounces
That's all
things, and I
you.
know that I
Yes.
picked up the mispronouncing things on purpose. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I know I got that from her, but everything else I don't know. Um, but yeah, what other any other little quirks, or did it kind of entail, or was everything not everything, but was your mindset kind of everything grabbed? I don't know if that made sense,
Mm,
but it made sense in my head.
it always does, babes. Um, quirks. No, I think that's about it. I think. Um, hmm. I'm trying to think.
Riveting.
Like I said, right? Y'all improved my sharing capabilities. That's for the good. That's for the better. Um, y'all really worked on my patience. Being surrounded by a bunch of people with ADHD.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Because before
Yeah,
I'm like, I used to be like, that's not the story though. Get back to the point. Um, and now I'm just like,
you
she's
go with the flow.
water. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You just let
And
us
I'm like,
flow.
we got you got just let it write it out. You just gotta write it out.
Oh, babe, now that I think about it, almost everyone, or not everyone, like a good percentage of the people around you, at least friendship wise, we all have
Yes,
ADHD.
yes, yes.
Bueno, en la vida uno pone, Dios solo pone lo que uno puede aguantar, okay?
I
All right?
remember, I remember one time I went to dinner. It was dinner. It was me, you, Sandy, and Noel, and y'all were having your own conversations. And I swear to God, you three were having it started with one conversation, and then somehow, some way, each three of you were having your own talking points going on at the same time. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, that's when I realized, dear God, all my friends have ADHD.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And
it's
I'm
funny
like,
because they're different. Like, I would like to safely say that there's similarities, but we also all like show it slightly different. My
uh-huh.
favorite is when I realize with Manny's ADHD, oh, that shit drives me up the wall. Like, I love it, but at the same time, I don't. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and it's
What's
not
wrong
always.
with
No, there's nothing wrong with Manny. He's perfect. I love him. He's the best. But
mayonnaise?
but I
But
will say, I've noticed like okay, like you said, when we're telling our stories, we'll diverge and we'll spin off
yeah,
to a bunch of little stories. So if anything, it'll look like a little tree branch that is like growing all the little branches, right? With
yeah.
Manny's, he does stick to his story, but he'll go about it at a speed that only a snail can pass. Like he'll like he and I think it's because maybe his brain is right, like his brain is probably like, trying to diverge, but then he'll center it back or he'll try to find his words. And I love that. And that's great. And I'll happily listen to all of Manny's stories. But sometimes I have found myself being like, get on with it. Like, get like it's so funny. It's so
Stop.
funny. Very few times, but it has happened. Enough for me to like make a mental note of it that I was like, oh, okay. Okay, okay. I'm like, it is shown different. I don't know if it maybe has to do with him being a guy versus us being women, but it was
I really think it's just homie trying to sort it out himself.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
You're just
I don't
seeing it
know.
real time versus the rest of you just unleash it all at once. And
Yeah.
Manny just like filters, wait, back to this.
Yep. Yep. Low key, the one scene that I feel like it's an exaggeration of how I felt, but
Hmm.
I always see it and I crack up and I'm like, oh my God, I felt that. Was in Zootopia in the first one when they're talking to the
At the
sloth and the
DMV.
yeah, yeah, and it cracks me up, but again, very much an exaggeration of the real deal, but
Yeah.
Um,
That's hilarious. Because honestly, with Manny, it's the one time my brain gets a little bit of reprieve because the whole time listening to the rest of you tell a story, I'm doing mental footnotes the whole time. For
yeah,
if you lose where you were, we can try and pivot back.
right.
Manny does it himself, so I just need to listen to the last thing he said.
Nice. Okay, that's good. That's good. He's a little bit of a mental break for you.
Hmm.
Um, I love that. I love that. Yeah. No, I see, and that's yeah, yeah, yeah. Us
And
yappers
that's
just
why.
gotta. I was gonna say, yeah. No, that's it. Is what it is. I was gonna say, us yappers just gotta find ourselves people that want to listen. Uh, and yeah, because I've seen that it works. Like as a yapper, I've been told they're like, oh yeah, no, I love that you yap. I'm like, oh, not you giving me a heart boner. That's great. Like this is awesome. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
funny.
Anyway, but getting back to topic.
Hmm.
um, any closing thoughts, my dear?
Don't think so.
No, no. All right,
No.
cool. If you guys like this topic and or any of the other topics we do, we drop an episode every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spotify, on YouTube, on on iHeartRadio. Any streaming platform you think we're on, we're most likely on there. Please comment below. Like, do you feel like you've picked up on certain things from your friends or people you're around? In the last little bit, I mentioned also shows. So anything that you feel like, habits that you've picked up, do you like them? Do you not? Please comment below.
Hmm.
Um, Also, while you're commenting and doing all that, send us a message if you want to be a guest. Um, as long as the three of us agree, you're more than welcome. We also have social media. We have TikTok and we have Instagram, which is at 1.2 brain cells underscore official. Where you could drop a like, drop a comment, drop a message, do anything like that. With that being said, toodle doodle,
Toodaloo.
hugs and kisses.
Not from me.
Bye.
Bye.